everyone. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Got a lot to cover today. Can't wait. Very excited. And we'll start with Tom Fishburne. Okay, so let's move over here and see if everything's working. Yeah, it seems to be. Okay. Now we just have to get our ISSM logo lit up. There it goes. Okay, we need to do something so innovative that no brand has ever done anything like it. Seems risky. Can you give us examples of other brands that have done this? No. It's the same guy. That's the important part. He's got the bright blue jacket on just like me. Okay, so first he tells you we got to do something so innovative, no one's ever done it, and it's going to be risky, and it's going to be crazy. And then they come up with something, and then they probably get fired anyway. So, Tom, innovation is tough, and we're going to show you some. Here's innovation risk. The glass is full. Let's throw a launch party. The glass is half full. It has many of the features we wanted. The glass is half empty. There's a lot of risk in the model. The glass is empty. Someone could get drowned or cut on the glass. That's legal. Yeah, that's about right. That's about the way I see it, I have to say. So, let's try some risky stuff. This is nice. I like this. I'm going to let it go while I have coffee.
Home.
It's not working.
It's more than mortar and brick.
Why is it not working? No idea. Usually when I get this to work, it works right over the top of stuff. And today it isn't working over the top of stuff. It doesn't do this on my laptop, but it does it on other things. So let's see what happens if I light this up. Nope, that's not it. Well, we're going to skip that one then. We got plenty to cover, always in an emergency. Okay, so on branding risk, here's a new ad that's going to be run in the New York Times. This is a public service announcement. Bush 2020. You probably haven't heard of this anywhere else. This is from the Drum. And the effort supports Mons Mist, a spray-on conditioner meant to soften the entire Mons territory. Now, you might have thought Mons was about Mustache November, but it's not. My kids gave me some beard oil. I told them to send it back. So there are some areas that we're worrying about these days that we haven't worried about in the past, and this is one. But this is, I think, out there with innovation and risk. So they are running an ad campaign about Bush 2020, and Bush 2020 is about the area of a woman's body we don't talk about much. Some people act like you're not feminine unless you remove everything, or you're not a feminist unless you remove nothing. Most women live in between. So what kind of metrics will let you know this campaign is a success? And the creative person says, if I hear someone use the words pubic hair when I'm out at dinner or walking down the street, that would feel so great. I'd love to be part of bringing it into the open. Sorry, just can't grasp this. But I thought I'd find you a good example of doing something that no one's ever done before. Okay, so if you want to stand out from the crowd, there's an idea. Okay, now this was an excellent article. Oh, wait, we got to get I don't know if I think this is going to work or not, but I'll try. Once again, we have to get rid of the author. That was not the author, Dave Brock. Jeremy Braun was the author. Excellent article. And I have to do that for customerthink.com because they, for some reason, when I simplify the article, it knocks the author to someone else. No idea how or why, but they don't want to fix it. So Jeremy, I hope you will reply to my invitation to connect, and we can tell them about it once again. Anyway, great book. Daniel, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Kahneman. It looks like Kahneman. It sounds kind of funny. But he's got a book called Thinking Fast and Slow. And very interesting book. It basically says that your conscious processing, which philosophers like to think is the way people think, right? Psychologists, I think, figured out long ago that people don't really think about thinking, as we talked about yesterday, but they just do stuff. They make decisions that you put on your socks without thinking about it a whole lot, or you walk to the bus stop, or you get in your car and you thoughtlessly are driving to work while you're listening to the radio. So a lot of 95% of our thinking is in that area of how did I end up here kind of stuff, where we're just sort of processing 95%. Okay, and I was writing to Tom. I forget. Tom's got a great article about your brand's lying zone, and it's on Marketing Week, but I can't get at it because I don't subscribe to Marketing Week, which I probably should, but I don't. And so I asked Tom when I would get to see his article, and I mentioned that my book has the two big lies. The first lie is we know all about you, and the second is we can predict what you'll do. And some of that predictive marketing is in this area that we think you make decisions logically, or we're going to logically deduce what illogical decisions you're likely to make. Seems like it's, and this is kind of what Jeremy's getting at. Kahneman debunks the idea that human beings are predisposed to sound decision making, and actually mostly think in system one, fast thinking, which means we make decisions we thoughtlessly make decisions. Here they go. And where this lands for marketing is, brands like Harley Davidson or Apple, you want one, you don't care that it's expensive and doesn't perform very well. I have a Suzuki. But when information is scarce, System 1 operates as a machine for jumping to conclusions. Normally, the more you spend, the more likely you are to engage System 2 and think about it a little bit. Like, we're trying to buy some real estate, and we have spreadsheets, and we have all the questionnaires and all this sort of things to look at. We're trying to avoid System 1. Oh, I love that place. Just go do it. I've heard from realtors that people buy houses and then, move in and say, hey, where's the basement? We thought it had a basement. No, you never saw a basement. Oh, no wonder it was such a good deal. So we have this cognitive bias, and System 2 will come into play, but not if System 1 thinks it made a good decision. And there was a great exercise in here about this. If it takes 5 carpenters 5 hours to make 5 wooden boxes, how long will it take 100 carpenters to make 100 boxes? Now, your System 1 brain kicks in and says, well, obviously 5 carpenters, 5 hours, 5 wooden boxes. So 100 carpenters, 100 hours to make 100 wooden boxes. Wrong. And I jumped to the same conclusion because it looks so simple. But the truth is, if you have 5 carpenters using 5 hours to make 5 wooden boxes, 100 carpenters will take 5 hours to make 100 wooden boxes because you got more input power, so the time stays the same, right? Hey, cool. If you had 5 carpenters, it would take 100 hours to make 100 wooden boxes, but with 100 carpenters, you only take 5 hours. So System 2 got cut out of the process because System 1 jumped to that conclusion, just happily jumped to it, okay? Now, if it would have been a more complicated question, System 2 would have jumped right in. System 1 would have said, I give up. I don't want to even look at that. And I see a lot of those kind of questions with no parentheses. And people don't know how to put the parentheses in. And so there's a simple answer, but it requires additional processing. Additional processing is the reason marketers don't, for the most part, really engage with data. They want a data scientist to engage with data. And the data scientist doesn't typically know intuitively that heart beats head. So they give you head type answers when heart answers might be the way to go. And here's where we get practical. Brand decision making starts with system one. Okay, what you want is you want to get your brand to the level where, oh, it's a no-brainer. You should be buying Apple. And of course, I started buying computers where I plugged in parts after I bought them right off the bat. 1981, my first PC. They said, you want a little extra memory? 47th Street photo, 42nd Street photo. I was getting mixed up. Anyway, I said, sure. So it came with a little plastic baggie. One time I sent a computer back because the thing wouldn't start. And they said, well, we found a big burn on the motherboard and your pocket knife is in here. I said, well, if I'll let you keep the pocket knife if you give me a new computer. And they said, no, you broke it. So if you're the main dominant brand, you want to probably keep people on the emotional level. If you're the secondary brand, you might try to get people to question that and say it's a more difficult decision than you think, right? There's more to this than just go with IBM. And if you're a Me Too brand, the very last thing a Me Too brand needs is the intervention of System 2 brain. So just better, just better. And I think that the Bud corn syrup ad was trying to get people to think about the ingredient label a little more than maybe it needs to when you buy beer. This is not black and white, I would say, but it's something you can think about when you make your own decisions. Most important of all is the view that neither System 1 nor System 2 exists or operates in a vacuum. There's context, which means you don't know all about me and you don't know what decisions I'm going to make. Excellent article, though. You should be thinking about these things for your brand. Enough for now. I'm John Miglosh. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will think you're smart. Bye-bye.